Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Soup and welcome to March. If you are new here, at the beginning of every month, I do a scrapbook kit build as part of the design team over at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge. I will leave you all the links down below if you don't know what this group is, and maybe you'll be inspired to join us. One of our design team members chooses an existing kit out in the world to inspire us to shop our own stash and build our own kits. This month, we are working from sweetshopdesigns.com, and the kit that was chosen is called a Beach Tail Collection, and this is by Kristin Cronin-Barrow, and the collection has multiple parts to it. You can see up here is one digital kit, up here is another digital kit, and if you are a paper scrapbooker, this project is great for taking inspiration from the digital world and translating it into your physical scrapbooking products. Let's take just a quick peek at what this kit entails, or this collection, I should say. Normally, I would go over this in a lot more detail. I'm trying something new this month in keeping this part more condensed. So here is the first collection, which is called a Beach Tail Good Vibes. Oh, I can't highlight it because it's a photo. So that is number one. Number two is a set of journaling cards that goes with that collection. Inspiration part 3 is called a Beach Tail High Tides up here. And so you can see they are definitely related with slightly different color palettes. This is a set of journaling cards for the High Tides collection. And then an add-on colorful wood grain paper pack. And that has my name all over it. So I will make myself some notes, head down to my craft space in my basement and start pulling some things, and then show you how I interpreted this inspiration. I will warn you now that I have a lot of pattern paper in my collection. So I popped up the inspiration there on the right, and mostly what I did was look at the color. I did find a couple of prints that matched the theme. So that first one was a tropical postage stamp. This one, while not tropical, still has that hot vibe to it. I picked a bird print based on the toucan, and then from here on out, most of this stuff is based on the color mood of both this particular inspiration kit as well as the other colorway. And you can see I chose a lot of things based on like hot pinks and yellow. I don't use a lot of hot pink, so that's interesting. This darker blue stripe we will come back to. Now this leafy print was not too tropical for me, and then I forgot to show a couple of other things in this section, so I've clipped them in here. And that was just some other colored pieces as well as one more theme piece. I made that piece in a previous counterfeit kit, and I never used it, so we'll see if I can use it up this time. Okay, this piece of paper was very much inspired by those pink and teal pieces that you can see in the inspiration there that have this fuzzy textile pattern to them. And it reminded me that I have this paper pad that has been in my stash for years and years, and it matches up perfectly. So I pulled a whole bunch of sheets out of that, as well as lots and lots of other support colors in the overall color theme, from hot pink to aqua blues to rich greens and yellows and oranges. So I have all manner of support pattern papers in this kit this month around, which is why it's so huge. Will I use all of this? No, I already know that. But at least I have the paper sitting nearby for when I'm ready to work on a project. Okay, remember that blue stripe paper? I chose that one for its aqua print, and then it had the navy stripe in it, so I did go ahead and pull some extra navy, and one of those navy prints actually has like a fish scale texture, which matches one of the fish inspiration. Now, where I started with this kit was with this fruit theme, and it kind of exploded from there, but I wanted to pull in a lot of fruit for this kit. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we'll see if I can make it work on some layouts this month around. And there was some sparkle, lots of sparkle in both of these kits, so I did pull out some glittery cardstock, and we'll add that in. All right, turning to the embellishments, I should say that I am not going to use the vacation or really tropical theme of this, so I focused on some elements, leafy elements, animal elements, fruit elements that came from the kit, but that I know I can use. Now, I'm missing a stamp set here that is a fruit stamp set, and I cannot find it. I've remembered the last time I used it, so now I gotta search through supplies and see if I can find it. At any rate, that might show up later. In the meantime, I have some of these very colorful items going on here. While I have hummingbirds and not toucans, there were also some very bold butterflies in the inspiration. And then I'm choosing some of the more mellower selections. This is a very subtle glitter gel medium that I can add to projects. I've got some subtle twine color going on, a little bit more of the food and fruit theme, some very neutral buttons in various sizes. I do have this little confetti mix of fruit that I've used in a previous counterfeit kit, and I never used them all up, so I have some more for this time around. And then these buttons, oh my goodness, these buttons match perfectly with one of the button images in the inspiration, so that was really fun. And now these buttons were inspired by the button style alphabet set, so I pulled those, and then I pulled some other buttons in smaller sizes. Speaking of alphas, I pulled out these wood grain alphas, and they are at the end of their life expectancy. So I'm also planning on using this die set with a whole bunch of scraps of wood grain pattern paper from my stash. So these will be there to use for creating titles. And then I also worked on a couple of other shiny bits. I've been a little bit obsessed with hot foiling right now. So you saw that extra hot foil alphabet, which will be inked up also. And then here I'm going to use hot foiling on wood grain to mimic the phrase banners from the inspiration. And I am going to include plumeria flowers in my kit, which was a big flower that I noticed in the inspiration. And I have a tutorial coming for how to do these on the 4th, and I hope you will join me for that. So that wraps up my kitting video for this time around. I hope you got some ideas out of this and that you will join us over at the Counterfeit Kit Challenge. Until next time, I hope you have an artful day.